Hey, this is Mike from the Run Testers, and this is our video looking at how the new Garmin Venu 2 Plus compares to the Garmin Venu 2. So let's talk about design first, and what I will say is that the Venu 2 Plus is very similar to the Venu 2, and essentially it's very hard to distinguish between the two actually until you really kind of dig in to what they offer in terms of specs. If we look at the Venu 2 Plus first, which has a 43mm case, it has the same size and resolution screen as the Venu 2. It has the same 20mm interchangeable straps. And Garmin offers its own kind of official silicone, and there's a leather strap as well that you can also get with this watch as well. Now on the Venu 2 Plus, you're getting 3 physical buttons instead of the 2 physical buttons that you get on the Venu 2. And that is connected to the fact that you're getting a microphone and a speaker on the Venu 2 Plus, which you don't get on the Venu 2. And that's because the Venu 2 Plus offers those voice features, so the ability to take calls, to activate and to access your smart assistant on your phone over Bluetooth. And in terms of the case, the bezel, the kind of heart rate monitoring kind of setup you're getting here, they're all very much similar across these two watches. You're getting some kind of different bezel color options, but essentially from a design point of view, they're near identical. Now for me, in terms of the experience of having these watches and wearing these watches while running, the difference in case size I don't think makes a major difference. There's a little bit extra thickness and heaviness on the Venu 2 Plus compared to the Venu 2, but I don't think you really notice it if I'm being perfectly honest. They're comfortable watches to wear. I think they're a good size to wear if you're tracking your runs, if you're wearing it all day, if you're tracking your sleep as well. They're not big, bulky watches to wear. So if you're thinking about how they differ in terms of design, essentially you're getting a smaller case size or a larger case size on the Venu 2 compared to the Venu 2 Plus. You're getting the same screen quality, you're getting the same always-on display option. I don't think you're really gaining a lot in terms of the looks and designs of these watches if you go for one over the other. Obviously, you're getting the extra functionality, which we'll get into next, but ultimately, from a design perspective, very similar, different sizes, but ultimately very similar in terms of looks and what they're like to live with. So in terms of features, again, pretty much identical with these watches. There's a couple of key things that you're going to get on the Venu 2 Plus that you won't get on the Venu 2. It's highly unlikely you will get on the Venu 2 either as well at a later date. So the Venu 2 Plus has the microphone and speaker, which enables access to your smartphone voice assistant, and also gives you the ability to make calls from the watch as well. And those obviously have to be paired to your phone to be able to do that. And you can also make calls through Garmin's kind of safety and incident detection features as well, where previously you would only have to be able to do it from your phone. You can now do it from your watch on the Venu 2 Plus. In terms of the software features, you're getting the same things in terms of the sports modes that are supported, in terms of the metrics you can expect to see. In terms of smartwatch features, so things like Garmin Pay, the music player, which offers kind of the same kind of storage capacity, so it's I think around 650 songs. It will work with Spotify. In terms of other things, features like the fitness age that was introduced on the Venu 2, which kind of is a bit more reliable than what we've got in the original Venu in terms of assessing your current level of fitness. Kind of VO2 max, you're getting similar in terms of the battery life. Actually, the Venu 2 Plus kind of promises a couple of days less than the Venu 2, but ultimately I think you're going to get a week's worth of training out of them. It's the same 8 hours of GPS performance with music streaming as well. You're still getting the quick charging feature on both of these watches as well, which is quite nice to have there, although the battery life is pretty solid overall. Things like on the wellness monitoring, so the body battery energy monitor, the kind of health snapshot feature which was debuted on the Venu 2 is also in the Venu 2 Plus. Stress monitoring, respiration rate data, all those things are kind of here. Sleep tracking, the experience, and again, the experience for me is very similar. I think what you're getting similar data, similar in terms of that presentation of data. I still think from sleep tracking performance, it's still a little bit over in terms of capturing duration, but actually the breakdown of sleep is pretty similar, I think, in comparison to the other sleep devices I've compared it to. But for those kind of core running features that you're getting here or hoping to get here, they're near identical, apart from those extras in terms of the voice features and also what you're getting in terms of the ability to handle calls and take calls from the Venu 2 Plus as well. So what is it like to run with the Venu 2 and the Venu 2 Plus? Now for me, I would say these watches are near identical in terms of the experience that I've had with them, wearing them, the data that I got from them, where I think their strengths are, where their weaknesses are as watches as well. You're definitely going to get a richer experience from a Garmin Forerunner in terms of analytics, but what you're getting here is a mix of smartwatch and sports watch features. And from that point of view, I think you're getting something really strong and I think compelling here in terms of what else is out there. The big differences here really are the fact you're getting a slightly smaller watch case, I think, on the Venu 2 Plus, but I don't think it makes a major difference from a running experience for me. And then you're getting those voice features which you can access during your run, which are not going to be a big deal for most people. It wasn't a big deal for me. I didn't feel I needed to have to kind of access my smart assistant readily during my runs, but it's there if you want it, and I think it works well. But also I think the safety and incident detection integration, which means you can make those calls if you get into a situation where you can't reach for your phone, then that's good to be able to have that on the Venu 2 Plus. And if it's something you care about, and obviously it's offering that kind of support, on the Venu 2 Plus. But from a kind of running performance in terms of data, I still think GPS tracking is solid. I still think heart rate monitoring still struggles at higher intensity and even kind of in steadier runs, but you do have the capacity and the capability to pair it with external heart rate monitors and other sensors as well. So from a kind of running performance, I think you can't really separate these two watches. And I think if you go for one over the other, you're going to get similar performance on the other watch as well. For me, that's what I found in my experience. The watches kind of spit out similar data, the good stuff and also the bad stuff. So yeah, from a running performance, I think these two watches are pretty much identical. The only real difference is you are getting access to that voice support features, and if you care about that, then great, go for the Venu 2 Plus, but ultimately from a running performance, they're pretty much identical. Okay, so which one do you pick? Do you go for the Venu 2 or the Venu 2 Plus? Now, for me, it really kind of boils down to a couple of things. Do you really care about the size of the Venu 2, which is a 45mm case, and I think it's quite a nice size watch. The Venu 2 Plus is 43mm, but I don't think it makes a major difference because you're getting the same screen on there, same resolution. I think similar in terms of the weight and what it's like to wear day in, day out and for running. And then there's those voice features. Now, if you really care about being able to kind of access Siri, Bixby or Google Assistant from your watch, and you run with your phone as well because you don't have that extra cellular connectivity, then that'll be another reason to go for the Venu 2 Plus. The Venu 2 on paper does give you a little bit more battery life in terms of kind of smartwatch mode, but essentially you're getting something that's worth a week on both of these watches. You're getting the same kind of quick charging here as well. If it was me picking, I would probably go for the Venu 2. I think the running performance is pretty much identical to what you're getting in the Venu 2 Plus, and it is a bit cheaper as well. And you can probably pick it up for a lot less as well now that the Venu 2 Plus is here. It's also probably worth mentioning the Venu SQ as well, which is the cheapest option in the Venu range. It doesn't have that AMOLED display. It loses some of the functionality you're getting on the Venu 2. And if I was looking at that in comparison to these two, I would probably still go for the Venu 2. I think it's worth kind of going for that, paying for that extra kind of screen resolution, the size, I think the tracking performance and also the kind of smartwatch features you're getting. So the Venu 2 Plus isn't a bad watch. It's really boils down to those couple of things, I think, which are not going to be a big deal for most people. But if I had to pick, I would probably still go for the Venu 2. The Venu 2 Plus is a lovely kind of watch as well. And, you're paying extra for those kind of voice features, ultimately, which will be a big deal for some people. For a lot of people, it won't. But a nice addition to the family, I guess. And it'd be interesting to see how Garmin develop those kind of voice features and what else it kind of brings to the table in terms of that support. So there you have it. That's how the Garmin Venu 2 Plus compares to the Garmin Venu 2. Now, if you've got any questions about these two watches, let us know in the comments. As always, like and subscribe. Hit that little bell to find out about our latest videos. And yeah, we'll see you for the next Run Testers video.